What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Learn, Plan, and Profit. Hope you guys are all having a great start to your Thursday. I'm pretty pumped. It's about 11 minutes until the natural gas report comes out. How many of you guys are up on DGAS? I want to get or see a show of hands. Really, looking a little bit more at it. Because I probably would not have bought at the bounce off the middle view up because I would have not understood its direction. It's really only covered 2%. I really got a little upset when I saw that it was up already over 4.5% as the market opened, as you know, it covered all this ground. Remember, if for all those, I know all of you guys probably could not tune in. You look tired. No, I actually feel super good right now. I feel so good. I do apologize that this live stream is a little bit more delayed, so it's almost an hour delayed. Again, one thing that I saw myself doing yesterday is over trading right as the market opened because I tried to predict, what direction every stock was going to be going. So I wanted to give myself time. I should have announced it a little bit sooner, but I told myself that I was going to sleep in an extra 30 minutes. So I hope that that's okay with you guys. I feel absolutely amazing. I'm so pumped, super excited, so blessed that I've already hit and exceeded my weekly goal. Now I'm just trying to keep it that way. So I really needed to, to say the least, step away from the computer. So I don't know if you guys were able to tune in to, the, what's it called? Video that I uploaded yesterday, right? So let's go here and let's go to the YouTube channel. So I uploaded one last night for those that were able to check it out. And it's how to create a daily watch list, but it's really just a raw breakdown of all the stocks in my watch list. So normally I have, the stocks that I'm going to talk about, right? In this one, I really just go through my watch list and just start breaking stocks down. And it shows you kind of the ins and the outs of how I do it. So not that many people have watched it so far. But one thing that I talked about was that on this natural gas, on /NG, it was showing signs of a descending pattern, right? So natural gas, when this thing goes down, that means that D-gas pushes up. So it was showing signs of a descending pattern, but it aggressively started to sell off right as the market started to, come to an open, right? One thing that I'm noticing, and again, this is just my 2 cents, one thing that I'm personally noticing is that it's starting to consolidate. Do you see that it's struggling to break below this specific support? So if we go to the, 2-day, 5-minute chart, it's consolidating at the same exact area. So right around 323 to 322 as it was consolidating about 2 to 3 days ago. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was trying to day trade DGAS, and then UGAS came in for the reversal and then got rejected again. So it's right back at that support. So if we look at it on the 180-day chart, it's probably at that EMA line, right? Or a little bit below that. So as we see here, again, sold off right after that peak. It sold off. Just like every time something pushes up, it makes sense on why it pulls back. Again, it's characteristic. Pushes up, pulls back. Pushes up, pulls back. Pushes up, pulls back. It makes sense, especially because it's so overextended. And guess what? What is today? For all those that are tuning in for the first time to our, live stream, you guys might not know what today is, but what is today? I know today's Thursday, but what's so significant within our Learn, Plan, Profit live streams on Thursday? We usually used to make these live streams 1 hour delayed, either on Wednesday or on Thursday. Right? And it's because of this, because we want to make sure that we talk and give it time to focus on these specific things. And there you have it, right? The natural gas report. So why is that so significant? Well, once a week, a natural gas report comes out, just like the crude oil report comes out yesterday. And wow, so DGAS should be pushing up right now. And it's showing signs of an uptrend right now. But one thing that happens is it's either going to push up very aggressively about 2 to 3% or get rejected 2 to 3%. Normally what I do is I don't take a position before the natural gas report. The natural gas report will be out in about 7 minutes. And again, it's about 1 hour after the market opens. So as of right now, yes, it's showing signs of an uptrend, but the risk would be too high in my eyes to have a position. And then if it gets rejected, 2-3%, that's just going to be a little bit too much for myself to make sense of, risking, especially with how my week has gone already. I don't want to give back any of the profits, right? And if you're in a position where you haven't, hit your weekly goal, then you want to make sure that you don't even set yourself further back, right? At least that's the way that I see it, before taking the UGAS or DGAS position before the natural gas report. Or you can be like PDX Summer and say risk it to get the biscuit and just go for it. But again, I'm totally kidding. I know he's just joking around. Yeah, I just wanted to explain to you guys kind of how we do things. So there's about 6 minutes left until the report comes out. We can do a 10-day analysis and looking based off of the previous pattern that we can see here. So this was on Thursday and right around 7:30, right? We had a really nice push up on DGAS, right? So it had that sell off, and then it had that nice little push up, right? Pushed up, and then overall sell off, right? So now let's look at the 20-day 1 hour. And look at another Thursday here. Let's see if we can actually see it. It looks like it pushed up pretty high. So we can change these time frames and the 20-day 5 minute. I did this specifically for the let's see, JNUG with a push up, okay. For the natural gas report. So here we go. So right around 7:30, right? So right around 7:30, we had a nice little push up, and then right as that happened, it continued to sell off all the way down to the bottom VWAP, and then it ended up recovering, right? So we can get a little bit closer just to see where it was. So at 7:30, we had a nice push up, and then it got rejected shortly after. Here we go. There we go. Nice little push up, and then got rejected shortly after, and then continued its push up. So, based on the past two, I don't even want to say that because I don't want to try to make sense of the trade before we actually take the position. But right now, it's showing that it's getting rejected. A lot of people know that the natural gas report comes out today. So, Bonehead, you commented on something in like the, what's it called? On the live stream, and then I was just joking around with you of like, because I think you said, wake up sleepyhead, and then I made a joke of like, okay, well, I'm not going live today because of Bonehead, but then obviously I was just joking. So I think that's why everyone's just like messing around, just because we were joking around back and forth. I don't know if you were able to see, what's it called? Yeah. Oh, I was we talk all the time or within the live stream. So I thought, I hope I didn't offend you. I thought you understood the sense of humor. But yeah. Do you think that DNR is reversing, showing signs of a potential reversal? Kind of, but it's still selling off on the day, right? And it's still getting rejected by this SMA line. So I'd be very careful about that. Sweet. Happy to hear that, Bonehead. But I know, I'm pretty bad sometimes at, okay. I'm pretty bad at like being like easy to understand when it comes down to my jokes, because sometimes my jokes don't make sense. So I totally understand if you didn't, so I do apologize if I upset you. But as of right now, ticker symbol SQQQ, right? Trading in between the middle and top VWAP. There we go, showing signs of an uptrend. Overall margin, it's less than 1%, so I really don't care too much about that. But it's nice that we're able to identify it, right? So it's that pattern in between the middle and top VWAP. We talked about this one yesterday. So now we got this one. Again, it's starting to sell off. It's right in that middle VWAP. JNUG trying to show signs of a recovery. I like it. DNR trying to push up. PayPal, again, getting rejected. Where's this at? 180-day chart. So, okay, WTI getting rejected. I'm going to remove this one off my watch list. Wasn't this one just up? No, okay. Ticker shop trying to show signs of a recovery. So, Don, thank you again for tuning in. We have SFIX. Again, I still don't think in my eyes it's identifying a direction just yet. So, as of right now, it's okay. So I could say maybe as a day trade. Is that what you're trying to call it out as? but as a swing trade, it just wouldn't make too much sense for me as of right now. All right, so the natural gas report is going to be coming out in just a little bit. Ooh, my goodness. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. Appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so we got 30 more seconds until that natural gas report comes out. So as of right now, so Costco just broke above 230. All right, nice. Diaz pulled back to about 14.13, which is right around that middle VWAP area. So again, this thing's riding its resistance as of right now with this descending pattern, and Diaz, it's riding its support. So there we go. We got 7 seconds. Let's see where it goes. Okay, that was not in favor of DGAS, and that's, I think, perfect. That's actually the way that I wanted it to be, because this thing is the thing that was showing signs of an ascending uptrend pattern, right? And I know I might be completely wrong on this one, but again, this was a descending pattern. It has a really nice push up, which is a positive catalyst. Once that positive catalyst dies out, then I see DGAS recovering, right? So because of that, I'm going to take a position. Just because I take a position, in no way does that mean that you have to. Again, I just want to reiterate that, right? Holy crap. This thing recovered way too quick. That's not even fair. I should have had this thing ready. I talked too much. I'm just gonna have my other order ready of 1,000 shares, and then I'll end it with that. So once we break again above the middle VWAP, I'll set the alert just to make sure that I remember. Here we go. Okay. Wow, that was annoying. Sold off to about, I guess it's only 10 cents, but that's almost 1%. That wasn't very fair. Okay, so there we're starting to get a nice little push up above the middle VWAP. Again, one thing that I like to, identify is I wanted to start making higher highs, so it's going to push up, pull back, push up, pull back, and stuff like that. So that was my fault regardless. I should have had my limit order ready. How many times have you guys seen me do a dip buy on whatever sells off? So many times. And I need to be more prepared. So again, a huge thing is being prepared before the overall sell-off happens, which is something that I could have done a lot better. So, all right, let's. I know that I was joking around with Bonehead, but let's, if we can. I know he might be a good sport. I just want to make sure that we don't pick on someone too much, if that's cool. You guys can pick on me. Your focus was on the team, yes. So, but still, my focus could still be on the team with still being nicely prepared. So, okay, so it looks like we got rejected right around that EMA line. That's why I like to wait for the confirmation. So I'm just gonna give it a little bit more time. LABU oversold. We'll check it out in just a little bit. 10-minute chart, okay. Here we go. Okay, well, I have my alert set, so I'm just gonna, yeah, I have that already. Okay, natural gas is trying to make higher highs. It's trying to remain bullish. So it just broke below $14. Are we going to see a shift of patterns? Again, it's a little bit more on the overbought side, a little bit more on the overextended side. So let's see. There we go. So SQQ might be changing directions. Do you see how it didn't make higher highs this time? So it's sold off and now it's below the middle view up, something to be very well aware of. Now we got JNUG, right? JNUG still trying to show signs of it. What is it and why is it that I would identify maybe JNUG to not be the best investment right now? So yes, it's trending up, but can we do a very quick analysis? What is it that would indicate that, okay, you know, the risk maybe just might not be worth it? You're so quick, Raul. So yeah, resistance at pre-market, exactly. So this general area obviously went up, you know, above that, but this, all I focus on is general areas, right? General price point around 930 that acted as a previous resistance during pre-market hours, and it sold right back off, and it built a support right around $9. Although it sold off to like, you know, 890. Again, I'm trying to talk about the general area. So now I'm going to draw the support line right here. So this is the intraday of what I see. Good deal, good sell, right? So I'm going to set my alert here for a pullback, and the margin from $9 to 930 is about 3.36%, which I personally find to be pretty attractive. So I'm going to go from that. DNR making higher highs on the day. I like it, bouncing off the middle view up. We'll set the alert for that. What's the margin on that? About 1.5%. Okay. DNR just broke its resistance. PayPal is making lower lows today and lower highs. We'll see if its overall direction changes. I honestly don't see myself taking a position on this one today. So I'm just going to make sure that it's, you know, in my opinion, reversal watch list, and then move on from there. So I like Shopify. I like that it's, you know, really trying to make higher highs and trying to recover, and it's green on the day. So I'm going to set my alert there. I just want to watch it a little bit closer. Natural gas, there we go, still pushing up. MACD super overextended, showing signs of a peak formation. We'll see where that goes. CROX, descending pattern today again, and I want to focus on relevant patterns. So as of right now, I just see it more pulling back, almost showing signs of a peak formation. MACD, RSI pulling back. Just going to make sure that it's here, and I'm going to remove this one from my list. We had a couple people ask me about LEBU and LEBD. Don't think I forgot about you. So LEBU is red on the day, yet it's trying to show signs of this like bullish pattern with its resistance around $75, right? So on the 1 day, 1 minute chart, again, peaking out, right? And then that means that its overall support should be right around $70. So this margin of profit is about, you know, 4% with its overall lows around that $70 price point. So support right around this general area, resistance right around this general area. So I would say that based on previous patterns and how overextended it is, it's most likely a little bit more on the overbought side. We could set the, you know, alert for the confirmation, but then that means that LABD, right? So like some of you guys were asking, is now at the support. Now we just have to wait for the reversal. So it was showing signs of a descending pattern. Again, you know, we could go based off of yesterday's highs of around $30 plus, becomes more of a good sell. So we can simply wait out on that. But definitely something that I would watch. I'm going to add this one to my watch list. So if it confirms an uptrend and then I can see myself investing in it, great. But again, just solely focusing on whatever is actively trending up, and that is a good deal. So as of right now, this is not actively trending up, but the reason that I want to watch it is if it reverses and it starts to show signs of a reversal. Again, it's still green on the day based on yesterday's close. And, you know, if it continues to make higher highs, then definitely something that I can keep in my watch list, as in something I can just simply follow up with. Here we go. We're getting a little bit more consolidation going on right now. So I don't know what is being talked about. I think that might have been Tesla. Okay. Tesla's been getting rejected by this SMA line. So as of right now, I see it a little bit more on the overbought side on the day, right? With the MACD and the RSI. So what's the margin here? About 1 to 4%, 1 to 1.4% from its overall lows to its overall highs. So Facebook, same thing, trying to show signs of a reversal, but trading between the middle and bottom VWAP. There we go. My TOS is trending down. So Ricky, you're not in WTI? I am not in WTI. Twitter trying, wow. Okay, that looks like there's some form of catalyst that drove the price up on Twitter. Shopify, Tesla, Amazon. I think it's very easy for you guys to see this now, right? Be able to see, you know, the resistance that it has as of right now with its overall support. So being able to see the low points, the high points, calculate the margin of profit, see if it's worth it, understand when's a good time to buy, when's a good time to sell. Even with these descending, like, you know, support and resistance levels, it's, I think, much easier when you understand its direction in the way that, you know, you could buy the lows and sell the highs and stuff like that. So as of right now, my only position is right now on DGAS, so I should be almost like at a break even. My overall position is, what is it? 1403. So it says 1402.99. Again, 1403, we'll just go with that. That's my initial position, right? And if I'm not mistaken, that's about 50 to 60% of what my normal position is. So once we get more of a confirmation of DGAS making higher highs and continuing that uptrend pattern, if we ever receive that confirmation, then I'll add more to my position. And that makes sense, correct? Now, if it continues to show signs of a sell-off and does not show signs of recovery, again, because of my position being so much smaller, then I can end up, you know, cutting losses, and my overall dollar margin at risk would be much less. SQ sold off. So now we have a little bit more margin to play with, but again, it's still just about 1%. You have to ask yourself, is it worth it for you? What are your positions? I just said it. Why does mine not look like his? What are you talking about? My TOS setup? NBEV. Let's check that out. Okay, perfect. Okay, this is solid. Okay, 8% on the day. Holy moly. Okay, I personally would not have traded this myself. There we go. LABU just broke below its overall support. So I think that then this thing is starting to show signs of a potential reversal, but watch out because last time it got rejected. So yeah, I would just be a little bit more careful on this. Obviously, I mean, you're doing well with it, so all power to you. It looks like it's obviously being manipulated with recent patterns. And yes, it's the SMA line is still trying to push up and it's trying to make like these higher lows and all this good stuff. But again, it's making lower highs as well, and its volume is definitely dying out. So just something to be very well aware of, right? So if it's something that you could take advantage of intraday as a day trade, great. You know, it made sense, right? So it was trading there. Now it's super overextended, and I would lock in profits, especially based off of yesterday's patterns. Anything close to that $7 price point, I think, you know, you played it extremely well. So super happy for you, Bonehead, and yeah. So how long have you before you became consistent? Isaiah, it's still something that like I work on every single day, even into the position of where it is that I am as of right now. One of the biggest things is like, you know, yesterday publicly just announcing that one of my biggest flaws or areas of improvement for myself in trading is being behind a computer screen and just watching and over trading. Admitting to yourself like these series of like, you know, when I had to admit to myself that I suck at cutting losses, right, that I would just bag hold everything, I had to automatically set a stop loss so I couldn't like dictate like, you know, if I wanted to not or actually cut losses and stuff like that. So there are certain steps now I'm a little bit better with that, so I can cut losses much easier without any emotions attached to it. But again, it was like a learning curve. So like I would get a piece of paper. I would write down every area of opportunity. If you enter positions too early, write it down. If you, you know, exit positions too late, write it down, right? If you go in I guess before the confirmation falls into the first category. But if you're not the best at managing risk, write it down. If you overtrade, write it down. If you trade pump and dumps, write it down, right? Things that maybe are not, maybe leading to your success. Write them all down and come up with a plan on how you're actually going to overcome them. Again, it's structure, it's treating it like a real job, and it's just owning up to, whatever it is that you can improve. And I think that's what's important. So watch out for this. Again, what's one thing that we, let's see, it looks like it's trying to show signs of now reversal. This is the first time today that it's done this. So I like it, right? The margin of profit is definitely very attractive to me. Now it pushed up. What is something that we normally look out for? Locked in 7.7% on NBEV today. Super happy to hear that, Salvador. Let's keep it consistent. Let's continue to focus on what we see value in. Let's just make sure that we're very selective. So bounce confirmation. We need to wait for a pullback confirmation 100%. So again, I want to see higher highs. I want to see higher lows. We have so much margin, right? So much margin to recover. It's even if I'm able to make 2% on this, 2% out of the almost 3.4%, right? Let's be patient. Let's wait for that overall reversal. Here we go. DGAS trying to reverse. What do we got going on here? Again, it's still not showing signs of a peak formation, although it is consolidating right around the EMA line. We're not seeing lower lows on natural gas. So once I see lower lows on natural gas, I'll add more to my position on DGAS. But as of right now, 1,200 shares, I think I'm still pretty comfortable with it. And then I'll add more once I get confirmation. So Don Front says Ricky in DGAS and I'm in UGAS. Who's taking the biscuit? And then Austin's like, I think the biscuit's about to crumble. Well, Don, I hope it plays out according to your plan. I just, based on my analysis, see it a little bit more on the overbought side. So I could see natural gas pulling back before it continues to push up. So that's why I decided to invest in it. So what does putting the / before a ticker do? It allows you to be able to see the series of futures, right? Because they're not stocks, they're futures. Yeah, I do see that. So great observation. Thank you again for pointing it out. Tim is saying that it has the support for natural gas right around 325. And I think he got that from this overall, consolidation that we're seeing, right? As this thing was selling off right around 325. So do you rely on news for the stocks that you trade? No, not necessarily. I actually don't like to. Let me answer this, or let me ask you guys this. Why would I be maybe not so motivated? And again, this is perfectly a great example of, why we should wait for a pullback confirmation. So again, push that, pull back. Now we want to see higher highs and higher lows as well. But why is it that I might be, a little bit more motivated to not trade certain stocks that are going through a series of news, right? Like what is news? Like why would I be maybe, again, not so, being a little bit more conservative? Why would I not want to trade something that's maybe going through news? I think the best answer so far is this one as of right now. So hype. What does hype have to do with anything? So hype, news, manipulation, right? And I don't want to say that it's being manipulated in any way, right? Yeah, so news dies, technical take over with time. And that's the thing. So because I know that most likely the news will not last, the hype and the, I don't want to call it manipulation, but it's really just the hype and the you know the positive catalyst of activity and demand for that stock gets very overbought. So how they talk about like cryptocurrency, how there's like this like bubble where it just pushed up too much for a very short period of time because of all this hype, all this manipulation, and then it just crumbles shortly after, and then it gets corrected, right? Same thing with, I think, with a lot of these smaller cap stocks usually, or when they go through a series of news when they actually might not even be real, they experience, and again, this is a perfect example of pump and dumps. When they push up, they become super overextended, overvalued, right? And then unfortunately, for those that are able to identify that overvaluation, they lock in profits and walk away. But for those that are newer, struggle to identify when something is overvalued and being manipulated, they bag hold and it just sells off, and you're like, well, what the heck? I wanted to make my 50% like everyone else, and what's going on, right? So I think that's something to ask yourself is like, when you're going into a position, when it experiences, a positive or negative catalyst, it can play in both ways, right? How is this having an impact on the actual valuation of the stock that I'm investing in? Is this really what it's worth, or is it being manipulated? Is it being pushed? Is it being hyped up to be worth this much? And if so, you just want to know that, so you don't hold it, right? So as long as you're aware of what you're doing, again, the key word is awareness. As long as you're aware of what you're investing in, what its direction is, what it's experiencing in its current state, then that's what I think and view and identify to be as important. ADSW. So what's the equivalent to /NG in Canada? I personally don't know that answer. So I don't know if someone within the chat can help you out with that. ADSW has a little bit lower volume, right? So, okay. So the thing that I just don't like about this is that I can see that there's like dashes across this, and this is not an ETF, this is an actual stock. So I know that this can be manipulated with volume. ETFs are not as easily influenced with volume. So I do see why it is that you like it. It's holding above the SMA line, it's pushing up, the EMA line is pointing up. It has a slight resistance right around $27. Overall underlying resistance around almost $28 if it continues to make higher highs. Just one thing that I would be aware of is just that volume, especially right now. I wouldn't identify it to be a good deal. I could see this thing selling back off down to the SMA line and trying to correct itself and hopefully continuing to push up and stuff like that. So I think it's great that you see value in it as of right now. But yeah, also identify like the low points, the high points, go through the series of different time frames and just try to formulate a good plan where you get in for a good price point and understand its direction and have a whole stop loss, break-if pattern, and what it would mean to cut losses. So again, I would find it to be a much better deal closer to the EMA line if we get a bounce, or closer to the SMA line. Oh, what's going on? Wait. Super happy to have you here. We'll see the way it goes. Thank you, WSCB1. Thank you for welcoming our new member. I love it when you guys welcome our new member. Just imagine this, if you're joining a new community, and especially something that can be very overwhelming like the stock market. There's no question about that. I can't thank you guys enough, right? I think I need to do another giveaway. What do you guys think? Just for those that are already enrolled in Learn Plan Profit, because I know we've done giveaways before for those for new signups and stuff like that. But I think we owe you guys a giveaway just because you guys have been so helpful to so many of just the new members, the current members. Slapping each other back into place. Anytime that someone is out of line, you either make it apparent to them that that's not what we do here, and you make it aware to myself and the admin team. So give away your GTR. I mean, that's not going to be the most recent giveaway that we'll do, but definitely something that I would consider if we position it right. So TechBuds Lifestyle saying, let's do it. I'm down. I would like to do like at least once a month. Like we're going to be doing our live trading session, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow. So I'm not too sure if you guys are aware of that, but we have a live trading session, and it's going to be not just the Learn Plan Profit group that's going to be tuning in, but it's going to be a couple people that tuned in that want to get a taste of what the Learn Plan Profit has to offer. So they're going to be tuning in and joining us. But one thing that I want to offer maybe shortly after is a giveaway. So maybe we'll do something like once a month where we could fund your guys' account, maybe like for one lucky member. We'll do one once a month, $500 or something like that. And then we can go from there. How is the TechBuds HQ coming along? We have scheduled visits, if I'm not mistaken. I think Justin was talking to me about that, about actually visiting facilities. There's actually a neighbor that's leasing a place like relatively pretty close by to our new house, and he wants to lease out part of that building to us. So that would be very exciting, and that would really expedite the whole process. I'm super pumped. If I could move in and get everything set up tomorrow and get a designer to do it all for us, I would do it. I just want to make sure that it's the right, like, we're really trying to find a spot that has like some garage space for our cars, and we plan to work on our cars there, and then the office area. So I want it to be cars, and then the indoors to be our trading area and stuff like that. So whoa, what's going on here? I'm gonna wait for a little bit more confirmation. Okay, so some new pics of your new house. We'd love to see it. So David, we're getting the house like more put together, week after week. So I just really want to have the house put together before I start sharing pictures and stuff like that, because it definitely looks like very still bland right now. So we've done a lot of stuff to the house as of now, but we need to get a lot more like decorations to actually put it all together. So yeah, cool. I like that. A walkthrough, maybe like a MTV Cribs. And then I can like end the video with like, get the heck out of my house, and then slam the door. Just kidding. And then just be like, just kidding, that was mean. Okay. I saw the rejection happening again. The GTR video was awesome. Did you guys like that GTR video? It didn't do well. My videos on YouTube have not been doing well lately for like the past week. But the GTR video, for I think the quality of video that it was, I don't know if it was just like, I mean, the title isn't, I guess, the most attractive, but it has to do with like the purpose of the video, right? It was a cool edit. It talked about like, how I did my due diligence before buying the car. I thought it was a cool way in sharing my story of how I invest in cars. But people just like, that's, I mean, 9.2K is like good amount of views, but like we have ones with like, with GTR videos and yeah, so with like hundreds of thousands of views. So we'll see how it goes, but GTR videos are overbought. I freaking love you guys. Oh my goodness. You absolutely cracked me up. So up $135. I think I'm just going to give it a little bit more time for it to identify its direction. So, ooh, there we go. Ricky, are you your own mechanic when you flip cars? Heck to the no. Oh my goodness. And this is something that I've admitted multiple times before. I'm absolutely the worst. Holy moly, it's Jason Bourne. I'm absolutely the worst at Okay, this is going to be very embarrassing for me to share, but I'm cool with it. You guys know that I'm a dingleberry. So when I bought my first McLaren, right? So this is before Learn Plan Profit. This is before like I hit over 100K subscribers on YouTube. I thought it was a V6 twin turbo. And again, I know people like get very passionate. I view cars as investments, and I knew that I was getting a good deal. I don't know too much about the mechanics of the cars, right? So because of that, all right, I sold. I'll get back in if I need to, but 239.77 on the day so far. I think we're good, and I think it's a little bit on the overbought side, and do a little bit for a pullback before it continues to push up. So I'm going to set my alert real quick for there we go. All right, again, pushing right back up. We'll see what happens, but I would expect somewhat of a pullback before it continues to push up for degas, and that's why I'm just going to wait out on that. But yeah, when it comes down to the McLaren, and again, it's such an exotic car that I was very not aware of like the engine size, and I learned a little bit more about it like before I bought it. I tried to, but I post my cars right away, right after I buy them. And literally like a week or two after, someone messages me through Craigslist, and they're like, hey man, beautiful car. I just want to let you know that you have your McLaren MP412C labeled as a V6 twin turbo, and it's a V8 twin turbo. And I was like, oh, like that's kind of embarrassing, right? Wow, really nice push up. So I missed out on that. What's new? But yeah, I mean, it's again, I don't personally work on any of my cars. Nissan Chandler has done pretty much all the work on all my GTRs. They've really helped me out. They're very helpful and useful. I need to give them a huge shout out. So I told them I would, and I've really been lacking on that. So they've been huge help. And when it comes, I mean, I don't buy cars to work on them. I never really, especially the higher end cars, I don't buy them with issues. If I need to get an oil change or something like that done, then great, I can get that done. But other than that, nothing really that stands out. When Ricky sells, buy. You punk. All right, I'm done for the day. Well, I'm done at least going live. So 239, that puts me at a little bit over, right? Now that puts me a little bit under 35. Freaking crap. Oh my god. So it recovered, right? It just made new highs. So our plan, right, of the sell-off, the dip buy, and the push up worked out according to plan. I sold at 14.15.01 or whatever that was, and it pushed up above another 1%. So I missed out on about $300. That would have been my daily goal. But again, FOMO, it's all good. It's all part of the game, and I'm still happy. I still made $239 having fun with you guys, trading live, and you guys saw it all happen. It worked out according to my plan. I felt like I was very composed, very structured, and I'm still happy with how it worked. So with that being said, we have another, okay, so we have now LEBD trying to show signs of a reversal. Maybe we could, again, I don't want to overtrade or force that, so we'll just see how it plays out. I'm going to take off and cancel that order, and then we'll end it there. So, yeah, but let's see. Good example of discipline in trading for the long term. I like it. Appreciate it. Thank you. Feeling composed is the most important goal. Yep. I thought you were new guys. No, not myself. Okay, so I'm pretty much done. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm really looking forward to talking to you guys all tomorrow. I feel like I answered a lot of open-ended questions in today's stream, and I really hope that you guys learned something new or took something away from the way that maybe like we talked about writing down areas of opportunity for yourself and working on those. And I think that's huge, definitely for a lot of people. It really worked for myself, and just knocking those things out. So again, providing more structure with your trading and just taking initiative and making sure that you put in the effort to try to become the best trader and refine yourself to be the best trader that you can be, right? So thank you guys again so much for your time. Hope you guys have an absolute amazing rest of your Thursday. Let's keep it simple. Let's be extremely selective with what we choose to invest our hard-earned money. Let's focus on getting a good deal, understanding its direction, and like always, locking in those profits. Thank you guys again for your time. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams, let your passion be what drives your success. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy.